Hello and welcome back to a Vani video. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We have a bit of a newer format again. I did try this before with showing my physical drawing process, I guess, on my iPad. However, I got inspired by a lovely of mine to do a digital sketchbook. I know it sounds foreign, but basically, I have always told myself that I wish I sketched more. Due to my limited amount of time, I don't sketch a lot. I usually just draw things that I think about, and that's kind of it. But I think having a sketchbook is a good way to, for one, be more loose. Don't feel like I have to commit to ideas or commit to making full drawings because there's a lot of pressure. And I can just doodle stuff that I want to or practice. So in this first page of my sketchbook, I did stuff like hands and random things, so you will see that later. But first of all, I want to make a cover. I know it's a little goofy or whatever, but I want to participate in making a cool traditional cover, like people paint on them and stuff. Well, I don't have access to that, so I'm gonna do a digital cover. Hopefully it's not too weird. I definitely am playing around with something new. There's a creator that I see on my page. I don't recall if she calls them digital sketchbooks, but she treats them kind of as such. If I can find her, I will put her in the description, but I think hers look really nice, so I'm trying to aim for that kind of vibe and aesthetic as if I was drawing with pen and paper. But other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys enjoy this format, and let's get into some music. Something I was thinking about as I was recording this is that, is there like a proper way to record a digital screen from a physical camera? Because I swear it's hard for me to get it to look correct as far as colors. Like obviously there's going to be a little bit of variance due to the lighting in my room and stuff like that, but I swear there's a better way to do it. So if you have any suggestions or a video I could watch for that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'm still trying to figure it out. I do not have like a actual camera, like a Canon or whatever, but I mean, my iPhone has a pretty good camera, so maybe there's an app I could use, or like a certain setting, like a filter or something. Let me know if you know. It's definitely a niche thing to do, so I totally understand if you don't know. I do fear ultimately it would be me buying a actual camera, but I am not making money from this, so me buying an actual camera just for this seems a little bit silly, especially when I'm not making extra income like that. But I don't know. Again, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Also from that, something I think about sometimes is graphic designers versus illustrators. Like, obviously we know the difference, right? But now I don't know if this is true or if this is like common, but part of me wants to say that not all graphic designers are illustrators, but all illustrators are graphic designers. Now, I should say can be, because I was doing this lettering, and I've done lettering before, and obviously it's probably not the most formal way of doing it, considering since I'm an illustrator first, the way I do lettering is probably wrong, and it's more of loosey-goosey. But I feel like I'm decent at it without taking formal classes for graphic design or practically working in a graphic design setting where that is all I'm doing, logos and such. So I'm probably wrong when I say what I say, but I feel like illustrators have an easier time transitioning into graphic design versus someone who is a graphic designer and transitioning into illustration, because you don't necessarily need to know how to draw natural forms or be an illustrator to be a graphic designer. So I think that's interesting. I don't know if it's true. Like I said, I'm not saying there aren't graphic designers who are also artists. I mean illustrators, and there's also not illustrators who are, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, but it's just I notice that I could totally see that. I feel like I said, illustrators have an easier time transitioning into a graphic designer role, just because the foundation of being an illustrator is there already. You're just using them differently to make text and logos and vector things, stuff like that. But if there's any graphic designers who aren't specifically illustrators in my community, then totally let me know, and vice versa. If there's illustrators who either A, love graphic design, B, that's what they're doing, whatever, totally let me know too, and let me know the influence that either or has, or lack thereof, because again, they're two completely different skills that have their place in the creative world. So I am curious how they intersect, because I don't know, I feel like I kind of enjoy making letters and like writing things out in my artist brain way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I just got to say, these hands, I knew when starting this digital sketchbook, one of the things I need to do is practice hands, because it is my kryptonite. It is my biggest weakness ever. So I found a couple references on Pinterest. There's this huge list of positions, and I just started drawing them. And I'm not gonna lie, they don't look too bad. And a few people came in saying, "Oh my gosh, how do you draw hands so well?" And I'm sitting here like, girl, if this weren't references, they would be a mess. But I'm definitely gonna have to commit to drawing hands like once a week. Also, by the way, I want to do a sketchbook once a week or every 2 weeks, something like that. Hopefully I get out of drawing when I'm streaming though for these, just so it's less pressure. Fingers crossed. But yes, I would like to commit to drawing hands every page somewhere, because I need to improve on hands. I need to understand the forms. I need to be more loose with them. I feel like when I sit down and I'm ready to draw a hand in the pose that I'm doing, I freeze up and I don't know like how to put it to paper, even though I have it visualized in my head. It is the most frustrating thing ever. And even looking at my own hand, it's a little bit rough. I don't know why. I'll be real. But the struggle. I'm sure y'all can relate. We all have our certain parts of the body slash, not even the body, but like certain things you like to draw, whether it be clothes or landscapes, environments, buildings. We hate doing it, but we should do it because it's good for our improvement. Yeah. Hey, if there's something you don't like to do, do it. You have to do it in order to improve. It's like when Emily Artley did a whole video on just drawing backgrounds. I'll put a link in the description. Literally, I need to do that. I don't ever draw backgrounds. Ever. I should. But hands, I want to tackle first and foremost. Then next on my list, I think I would like to do dynamic poses with like angles and perspective. That would be second. That is something I've always wanted to do, because I feel like I rely on too many of the same kind of pose. Trust me, if I want to expose myself, I can go through my entire portfolio and point out how many times I did the same standing with legs parted in a triangle format. So we're not going to do that. We're also drawing in 3/4 quarter head position. Most of us know that one very well. But yeah, I think dynamic poses are cool, and I think it would help push my art further than where I'm at right now. So yeah, that's number 2 that I will learn to master once I get hands even remotely better than where they're at. I'm not gonna say I'm mastering them. I'm not. So I just want them to improve. So that way when I need to draw a hand, I can actually make it look not stupid. other news this week for me, I've been doing a lot of apartment touring, as I'm not moving yet, but I'm definitely in the process of doing so, like, mentally. Definitely by December, I'm ready to go. I'm also in the process of potentially switching jobs. It's something I've been meaning to do. It's something that'll be better for me. So that's going on in my life. It's just moving out. I'm ready. I'm gonna be 26 this year, and of course, financials is a little scary as far as feeling confident enough to move. But I've never really felt confident, so I want to change that and actually do it. That being said, if you want to check out my Ko-Fi, please do. All that income when I have moved out will help me greatly. Don't feel like you have to. Also, I am really close to finally getting monetized for the first step, which is memberships and super chats and stuff. I don't know what I'll have as far as the offerings to make it worth it or anything. Not 100% sure. Probably just a thing that you can donate to. I'll have to think about some benefits that are different that actually apply to YouTube, because I don't think VODs being membership only is enough, but you guys can let me know what you think. But yeah, it's been a busy week, I will say. Hopefully you guys had a good week though, or having a good week, depending on when you're seeing this. And we have made it to the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me yap about who knows what. Also, if you have any suggestions for like furniture shopping, I know that's random, but if you do, let me know. I was looking on IKEA and stuff and Amazon, but I would like to find other eccentric kind of unique pieces, so if you have anything, let me know. And of course, let me know what you think about this video. If you did like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I never asked to do this, but I guess I should be more professional when I make these videos and ask the things I need to be asking for the algorithm. If you made it this far, that is. Also, if you didn't make it this far, type in the comments freedom. Yep, type freedom in the comments. Let me know that you watched all the way through. I do appreciate you. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and fade out to some music. You guys take care. I love you very much, and I'll see you guys next week. Mwah. Bye, lovelies.